how did you guys meet? How did it end up becoming Dave Ream? We'll start with Peter then, and we'll move on to you secondary, Alan.
Start with the talkative one first. There's a place I found out about just by word of mouth called the Brain Club in Wardour Street, and it was it had a reputation as a destination for waifs and strays, the lovies of the early whatever scene. I mean, Jefferson Hack went there, Paul Daly, all these sort of people seem to converge on this space, and I thought that's the place for me. So I went down and I hung out for a bit. I went a couple of weeks, and they took pity on me because I had no money, and Adrian let me in at the door because I think he might have fancied me. But so we went inside. It was like Mark Wiggins had painted all the walls. It was really quite trippy. It was a great place to be because everyone was talking about graphics, about fashion, about art, about records. And I spoke to a friend of mine at the bar and said, look, I've got this record. Do you think Alan would be interested in helping me? And she introduced us. And I remember standing at the bar thinking, blimey, he's tall. But you agreed to come over, didn't you, Alan?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yes, and just see what would happen. Brought some biscuits,
and a very large something. Like he finished that, and then he finished the whole pack of biscuits. And I think by the end of it, I remember clearly because I had this little, very early sketch of "You're the Best Thing" sitting on the mixing desk, and I played it to him, and he said, "No." I was crestfallen. I thought, what have I done wrong? He says, you got to start with a kick drum. And so I put that on. He said, keep it going. I was going, what are we going to do now? And like 16 bars later, he said, now I put the hi-hat. I was good. No one's going to listen to that. And he went, it's not for you, you dummy. It's for other DJs to lock on. Boom. I had no idea. And he knew this is kind of where it all started. And that's how I think we really gelled at that moment. It came together.
Amazing. I mean, You're the Best Thing was a great track. I mean, what was your thoughts on all of that, Alan?
Well, for me, it was just something completely new. I was running nightclubs and DJing, and get that opportunity to go to the studio. I'd never done this. I played around with a drum machine and stuff before, like years before. Like I just had this old HR-16 or something. People know more than I do. I think it was an HR-16, something like that. But it's a really nice little I bought. And yeah, doing little bits of that, but I had no idea about music. So going into the studio with someone who knew what they were doing, it was quite an eye-opener, but I did have some ideas, obviously, like Pete said about the kick drum. Just things that, because Pete coming from a rock, indie background, I suppose, things they do, whereas it's what we did as DJs, obviously, just for and the songs were there. The song was there. Peter had written the song. It was just there, and it was just about Balericing up a bit, I suppose.
You came in with the idea of the strings and was it the gamelan or what are they? Those the vibraphones.
Vibraphone, yeah. I don't know why I came up.
You were playing these sort of Italio house stuff, going like, check this out. We need to make it sound like this, and that's how you start communicating on a musical level. And I remember Alan would leave me these fantastic mixtapes. I think I've got one of them. I might have some of them over there actually. He used to call them tippy top tunes. Alan's tippy. Do you remember, Al?
I do. I used to just chuck tunes together.
And I'd feast on these things. I'd sample from them. So I built up little drum kits and things. And so there was all these kind of, at that time it was, such a good feeling, Brothers in Rhythm. It was all that sort of sailing and, Everybody's Free, Rosala, that sort of legato note by the girl and the pianos. And it just was that heady mix. And we kind of put a bit of that together. But when I go down to see Alan at the Love Ranch, I'd stand beside the DJ booth like a proper geek, instead of chasing girls. And I watched the crowd go crazy. And when he dropped the piano moments, I was going, that's and then he drops the string, that's that. And then I began to think, we have to own this section, because those last few songs that he'd do or drop were the ones that people would carry home with them later on that night. They wouldn't go necessarily with a beat or a drum loop or a bass sound. They would carry home that lyric, that personal touch, that human element. And I said to Alan, we've got to try and close the night. Remember, Alan, we were thinking that's something that's right at the end of the evening. So that's how it came about. We tried for an anthem, and I think we didn't fail.
No. I mean, You're the Best Thing was. I mean, I loved your voice in the track, and I loved the kind of.
That's funny because Sasha hated it so much he cut it up. I'll tell you, I wasn't a big fan of it anyway, because I wanted to be in the studio with him, and we wanted a girl to sing it, and we let the girl do the high bit because I couldn't make it. But
no human could make that.
No one could make it. It's like, so that's why it kind of has that contrast. And then I get shoved onto the mic, and you do it because you can sing it. because we were going to just have like guest singers in. We were trying to figure out whether it was going to be like a remix team or an umbrella group like Soul to Soul. We were kind of figuring it out.
My simple heart will live and learn. I took a chance at the price my soul will burn. Inside my desire, yeah. I put the questions down on my knees. No pretty thoughts that would satisfy my need. I need hope. Give me home, yeah. It made me run from home in search of friendships that wouldn't last. No, they weren't right, not like you. You're the best thing I ever had. Kind of feeling I've been searching for at last. You're the best thing, come see me through. I never thought that any love could be so true. I found you